Hey girls, it's Wednesday. So I think I owed you guys a punishment because I didn't do a video last week, but I don't think anyone ever actually told me a punishment, so I'm just not going to do one, and I think they're not even until the week after the next week anyway, so this one is just going to be a regular video. Here's the story. Okay, so Rebecca wanted a manager application and she asked me to pick one up for her. And I said, sure I would. And then some of my freshman buddies saw me picking up an application and they said, hey, you gonna apply? And I said, no, this is just for my friend. And they said, oh, and they sounded all disappointed. So then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. And they all thought I could do it. And everyone said, Lisa, you would be such a good manager. Because I love talking to the freshmen and I love like helping out the new kids when they come in and don't know what to do. So I kind of got all excited about it, and then I sent out my application. The essay was so much fun to write, and then I had my interview on Saturday, and that was terrifying. I was terrified because Jonathan is one of the interviewers, because the people that are in the interviews are, it's going to be, there's me, there's the two senior managers from this year, so that's Jonathan and Durr, and then there's the two senior managers for next year, which is Gilbert and Jack, and then there's one of the grown-up full-time managers. And so I was a little scared because it was going to be me, and then it was going to be 5 other people who are all older than me, and one of them is my ex-boyfriend, who I was pretty sure despised me because I broke up with him, and people don't like that very much. So Saturday came. I left Dungeons & Dragons early so I could prepare for my interview. I thought of questions they might ask me. I thought, why would I be a good manager? What would I do if someone wasn't listening to me? Like, stuff they might ask me. And I, went over answers in my head, and I spoke them out loud until I got used to saying the answers to them, and I even said them in front of the mirror like a dork. But I was so ready to go, and I got there, and I was confident, and I was ready. And then I was 3 minutes early because I didn't want to be late, because I was like, this is an interview, you can't be late to an interview. So I got there 3 minutes early, and I looked in the door, but I couldn't really see what was going on, and so I opened the door and walked in, and I couldn't tell, they were all kind of quiet, so I thought that nothing was going on. So I said, am I early? And then I realized they were still interviewing the girl before me, and that was kind of embarrassing. And then I kind of just slowly slipped out the door, and then I that's when I got all nervous, because I was like, wow, that was embarrassing. I walked in early, and then I felt my face getting hot, and my heart was racing, and I was like, oh, what do I do? And then 30 seconds later, the girl they were interviewing walks out. So I walk in, and then they're all sitting there at this round table. It's in the pasta room. That's just part of the cafeteria. And they're sitting around this round table, and I take my seat, and then they ask me these questions, and I start answering them, but I'm a little nervous, and I'm not totally ready for all these questions, so I take some time answering them, and then sometimes when I'm nervous I stutter and I slur my words and I forget how to talk, and so it was all kinds of awkward. And then the whole thing only took 5 minutes, and I was like, 5 minutes? The girl before me, she took the whole 20. She was still there when I got here, and they said, actually, no, she was just really late. Later I found out that she was one of the people who actually got to be manager. So, even though she was late and I was early and on time. Oh, so then on Monday, I hear a knock on my door, on my room, and I go to the door, and that's, there's Jonathan, Dirk, Gilbert, and Jack, the 4 senior managers, and they're like, sorry, there was a lot of good applicants, and you were a good applicant, but you lose. And they didn't say you lose. They said, we hope you'll still keep working at the dining hall. Thanks for applying, blah, blah, blah. So, and I was like, oh, it's fine. And then they left, and I was like, ooh, that was so sad. I'm going to start crying. Just a little bit. Britt made me feel better, though, because she's a good roommate. Because she did that thing where somebody hurts my feelings, and then she smack talks them and talks about how terrible jerks they are, and then it makes me feel loved, even though it's probably not the most charitable way to take failure. But in the end, I'm kind of glad that I'm not a manager, because first of all, managers don't get to choose their own shifts. They get a schedule assigned to them, and they can't just like pick up and drop shifts however they need to. Like, I don't want that extra responsibility. I want to be able to be a free girl. So I'm cool, really. I don't mind at all that I'm not a manager. But congratulations, Carolyn, on being an SRA, because you made it. You're one of the big kids now, and you should be proud. And my other recent news is that I also found out about, oh, actually I didn't, okay. So my SSLP site placement interview is today, and some of you, Carolyn knows what that means. Megan and Kristen might not know what that means. SSLP is Summer Service Learning Program. And so this summer I'm going on 8-week service projects, and I don't know where yet. So today was the placement meeting, and I went to my meeting. There was 5 other kids, and the lady who was coordinating the meeting, she had some ideas of some sites where I might be placed. Thing is, I kind of applied really late, and so a lot of the sites are full now, and so I'm kind of getting the leftover scraps. But I wanted to go somewhere with kids, and there were a couple with kids left over, but they weren't quite appealing to me. I ended up just tentatively choosing this one site in Detroit, Michigan, and this other site in Connecticut, and both of those have kids, but the thing about it is that my getting into these sites depends on other people dropping out of them, and so I'm kind of gonna have to like wait for a couple weeks and see who picks to go where, and then after that I will know if I'm able to get into those sites or if I have to pick a different one. So I still don't know where I'm going to be this summer, and it's not the whole summer, it's just 8 weeks of the summer. And spring break is in a couple days, in a few days. I think I'm going to come home on Monday, maybe, because I want to do homework over the weekend because I have so much to do. Yeah, maybe I'll come back on Monday. So anyway, I love you guys, I miss you guys, and happy Wednesday, bye.